Welcome to the Sports on Pulse. I'm Gary Al Smith, and we are looking today at the latest from the WAFU Cup of Nations. Senegal and Niger are playing before we have the second game of the day. It's currently 1-1 in that one. As we look at the Group B fixtures, don't forget that yesterday we had the Group A fixtures where Nigeria were only able to play a draw, and also Ghana were able to beat Guinea by 2-0. Nigeria played Mali in a 0-0 draw. So we'll update you on what's happening in this Senegal game by the time we finish. In the meantime, it will be sandwiched by a discussion on the English Premier League. Now, this weekend, we have some very good matches, particularly on Sunday. It's a Super Sunday. Man United are hosting Everton. The headlines will inevitably be about Wayne Rooney. However, things are not going well with the Toffees, especially with the way they've played in Europe. And Ronald Koeman's tenure may be at risk, according to a few die-hard Everton fans. They are not too happy with the way he's handling the team. Also, of interest will be the fixtures. You see what else we have on Super Sunday. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal. And let's take a look at it. It begins, however, tonight with Bournemouth versus Brighton. In studio with me, Fifi Forsen. Thank you for joining us, Fifi.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, so Bournemouth-Brighton. Bournemouth coming on the back of a loss against Arsenal 3-0. Brighton getting their first win of the season.
Looking good for Brighton so far, and I think they will be going into this game with absolute confidence because they picked up their first win. But for Bournemouth, they were devastatingly poor against Arsenal, so they will be hoping to get back on track. But Brighton, I think, are favorites to win this one.
Yeah, okay, and then we have tomorrow, the first match of the Saturday games will be Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace being headlined by the fact that Roy Hodgson is now the new coach. His last Premier League job was...
His last Premier League job was Liverpool, and was with Liverpool. He wasn't living up to expectation after Dalglish was sacked, so he had to go, and Brendan Rodgers came in. So this is a new chapter for him. Remember, he was with England, he was shambolic, and he was sacked. So it's a new chapter for him. Frank de Boer has been told to step aside. 4 matches, no wins, and I think it's huge for Roy Hodgson. The players are available. There's Timothy Fosu-Mensah, there is Mamadou Sakho, there's Benteke. Crystal Palace have quality in their fold, but I think Ronald de Boer wanted to tweak the system. The 3-back did not work to perfection, so Roy Hodgson picks up, and he has to return to the English style that Crystal Palace are familiar with.
So his last job were with Liverpool and West Bromwich Albion, and he'll be looking to replicate some of the success. Don't forget that he's widely regarded as one of the most traveled coaches England has produced, having stints all over Europe, and also known as a man with a lot of international outlook. So that's Crystal Palace versus Southampton. And why don't Southampton?
I think for them, they are in, but they have not been consistent. But I feel they'll get their acts together, and they'll perform to expectation, because they've not lost too many players. There's still Tadic in there, and they managed to keep hold of Van Dijk. So I think they still have some good players in their fold to help them.
Leicester City, champions from 2 seasons ago against Huddersfield Town, who have had quite a decent start to the Premier League. They faltered at the previous weekend.
Yeah,
but Leicester City will look to start their campaign properly, because their first 3 matches have not been easy.
It's not been easy, and I think they picked up, a win from that. And I think the last defeat against Chelsea was just unfortunate. They put up a very spirited performance. And Jamie Vardy, the good thing for Leicester is that Jamie Vardy is scoring. And if he's able to keep this form, Leicester are going to triumph over the less fancy side, such as Huddersfield this weekend. I feel Riyad Mahrez is still playing very well, although he's made it clear he wants to leave the club. I feel he's still committed to the cause. And as I said earlier, if Jamie Vardy is scoring, then Leicester City are obviously favourites.
Obviously, the big one will be Chelsea versus Arsenal on Sunday, and then Manchester United will be playing Everton, which is on the other side of the slide. Also, Watford, Man City, Newcastle, Stoke, West Brom, West Ham, and Tottenham versus Swansea. So it's not the only league that's having some interesting games this weekend. There's Spain as well. We look at the ties in that one, where Barcelona, Real Madrid will both be in action. We'll take a look at the fixtures from La Liga at the moment. Now, thing is, if you look at Barcelona, they are playing Getafe away, and Atleti Malaga. Let's look at Atletico Madrid because we don't have time. Thomas Partey had another good game in midweek in Champions League football again.
I've said it. He's in the form of his life. If he's preferred ahead of Gabi, who is a captain, then that's huge for him. It's huge for him, and I think Thomas Partey is going to be an influential. He has really earned it. He's earned it. He's going to be an influential figure for Atletico Madrid. And I think coming to this game, this is going to be an emotional day for Atleti fans. This is their first time playing at their new stadium. Remember, they've not visited the new place since the season began. So it's a new stadium, and they want to get the season open with a victory. That's against Malaga. Malaga are no fluke. They are no cheap side. They can cause some upsets when they are in their element there.
Getafe versus Barcelona and also Real Sociedad versus Real Madrid. Barcelona have taken a good lead at the top, and La Liga is one of fine margins. We saw how Real Madrid won their title. Barcelona 1 point. Yeah, you know how it is.
There's 4 points separating these two, and I think Barcelona are looking comfortable at the moment. Getafe is not going to be any difficult one for Barcelona to break down. If you look at the kind of form line Messi is in right now, and the new boy Dembele also putting some good work together. But for Real Madrid going to the Basque club, Real Sociedad, it's going to be very difficult. If you look at the points build up, Real Sociedad have the same points as Barcelona. That should tell you that they are doing a wonderful job. Issa Ilarimendi, who was farmed out by Real Madrid, is their star man at the moment. They have Dwami, who left from Malaga. They did a couple of good signings, so I think it's paying off, and they are reaping some benefits there. So Real Madrid have to be careful. They are without Cristiano Ronaldo, which means Bale and Benzema must step up, or they will lose.
Thank you very much. That's how we wrap up the preview of this weekend's matches. There's also the Wafu Cup of Nations. It's still 1-1 in that game we told you about at the moment. Senegal and Niger. There'll be one other game at 6 p.m. Join the Joy Sports team on Twitter and also myjoyonline.com for reviews and previews. I'm Gary L. Smith. I'll be back at 8:20 with more.